Cheers. We got a first-time guest here, Tove, on the podcast.
It's his first time, huh?
First time on the pod. I would like to preface this. We're filming outside, obviously. It's a little bit gusty. So if the audio sucks, I apologize. Hopefully it's not too bad.
You gotta learn how to use the sound feature on there. The wind There's a wind feature on here.
They even
Plus
have
they come with little socks.
I just don't want to. I don't want the Jimmy to drop the audio too much.
I don't think it would. I think
they always make it worse. But I do want to point one thing out. When you cheers, you have to drink after, or that's bad luck. So go ahead. There you go.
I would like to say before we kick this thing off.
There's another new guest you forgot about.
Oh, Reagan in here, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It might be a little chaotic. We got dogs all over the place and first time guest, but I want to.
This is distracting.
And a very unfocused Brianna.
Yeah, but I would like to say, Bow Disciples Challenge 2 tickets. It's the week. If you're watching this right now, the event is this coming weekend. So be sure to go to bowdisciples.com, pre-register. That's going to get you through the line quicker and get you out there shooting. It's a 2-day event. We got a concert Saturday night, multiple food trucks, very good production. Mm-hmm. So be sure to sign up for that bad boy.
We've been putting work in.
We have been.
How many days would you say total we've spent out on that hill?
At least
20?
2 weeks. Yeah.
Maybe 20 days.
2 to 3
total.
weeks.
Yeah. A lot of work, but it's been good, been worth it.
Yep. And you guys just shot Bear Ass Shoot out there,
That's
same
right.
venue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was not there. Why don't you guys kind of powwow about that event a little bit?
The Bear Ass Shoot, the Bear State Archers did an excellent job setting up the course. It was really nice, and I thought it was challenging, and it was a nice atmosphere. It's good country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the best in the
I was
county.
gonna say probably one of their most clever put togethers yet.
They didn't use all recycled lines. They did some new ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe our influence from last year. Who knows? But they cut some new lines. They put some new targets up. Some were challenging. So I thought it was good.
Very nice.
Good little warm up for the Bow Disciples shoot.
I heard you got the win in the group. You know.
Thankfully you weren't there, so I went ahead and took it.
Yeah.
It was a battle in the beginning, though. I think for a little while, and then I fell off the wagon.
Yeah, I hadn't shot in a while, so it was good. I kind of ramped up, and Brianna kind of petered out.
Yeah.
So
nobody's
you
talking
went
about
opposite
Ted.
ways.
Nobody's talking.
Ted was consistent. I think
I
we
will
both
say
said
Ted
it.
was consistent.
We both said it. Ted shot very well throughout the whole thing.
Brianna said he got a little tuckered at the end, but other than that,
I do not like 40 target shoots. They are not my favorite.
Yeah.
They are not.
It got a little warm too.
Yeah, we started late.
At the end, and maybe I didn't take enough water, but that was my own fault. Yeah. But at the end, I was going, woo, the last 4 targets or so, and it was a fair walk, and it was warm, and you're out in the sun, and that's good for me because I need the cardio. Yeah.
No, it was good. They did a good job. So yeah, same venue for ours, but we definitely have some new lines even from last year, and some tougher shots. A good range, I'd say, between the 3 courses, you know.
Definitely took advantage of more of the acreage.
Yeah, they pushed the boundaries a little more, which is good. We're pushing them even a little bit further.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it was good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
While we were doing that, you were in Texas for TAC.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing that one the last couple of years together, but just you this year.
Yeah.
You shot with some guys. MFJQ,
LMNOP.
Yeah, LMNOP. Yeah. Shout out to Josh, who, by the way, is coming to Bow Disciples Challenge 2. He's making the trip from Washington, which is pretty cool. We got people coming from 8 states so far, but going back to TAC San Antonio is my 4th time going to that event.
Sorry.
And I will say this, it's interesting because I shot the prime course, which I think I've done every year pretty much, and it was the same. It was the same thing, and I get it because they're on a tour, so it's kind of like, this is a good setup. We know how to put it in quick. Let's put it in and let it run. They don't have time to make it different.
Every year.
Yeah, of course not.
Is the prime the one with the puddles from last year?
No.
I didn't like?
No, the Puddles one was that one across the bridge, the
Yeah.
Ultra View, I think.
Was that Ultra View?
Yeah, but no, it was great. Those guys are good shooters.
Did you shake the W?
Yeah. So took the W.
Right.
You already know. But I have fun. So it was good. I'm stoked. Like I said, Josh is coming. Kind of a last minute thing for him. And then we got so many. It's just going to be exciting. I think this year, I think last year we nailed the community aspect at night when people were camping. But this year, I think with the concert and the show kind of being on the actual schedule, is going to have it be even bigger.
Organized.
We're going to have our own little, village, if you will. TAC does a good job at that, kind of having all the booths together and creating an area you can walk around and see the vendors, food, socialize. And I think we're kind of setting that up well this year, having that one central area to congregate.
And which one is it? Lala's, the Mexican food truck that goes into the evening.
No, that one's the mornings.
That's the morning one.
Yeah.
And then Cowbell Kitchen goes into the evening,
Correct,
so you could get food before the concert if you wanted to.
during.
Or
so
during.
If you don't want to bring food to cook, you'll have options to buy.
Yep.
All right there in that little village-like area, right next to the stage.
Obviously, I feel like one of our biggest inspirations setting is probably TAC, because those guys do such a good job in a lot of different ways, from the signage to the the organization to the courses themselves. I think overall it's a good job. Great sense of community and fun, and I think this is doing that a little bit like with our own twist, but obviously that was a big inspiration. Same with the guys from Yuma. I know you haven't shot out there yet, but we all have, and they do a killer job of that too. People come out, stay the weekend, have fun, shoot, so it's kind of fun taking pieces from here and from there and saying this would be nice, maybe we do that. And then also I like to go to other events like Supercross or a golf event or a baseball game and say, what are maybe they doing that hasn't been brought to this yet?
Right.
And try to kind of incorporate new stuff,
Yeah, especially, sports or organizations or events that do it well. Why not bring it over, And it's if TAC does something well, no shame in trying to replicate that for the event here.
For sure.
Like I said, I haven't done the Yuma one, but sounds like it's a good event put on and ran really well. So we're trying to make that the brand here too.
Shout out to those guys; they're all coming over. I think they're rolling with 20 people, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
But
from Yuma,
so that'll be cool. Those guys running pretty heavy. But yeah, TAC. There's not too much. I mean, we had a cool Airbnb. I will say that. Every time we've been to San Antonio, it's an hour drive to the venue.
Yeah. That's the only downside I think of that one.
Yeah, and this time we were only 20 minutes, so it was really nice. And the weather was the best it's been that I've been there. It wasn't that hot. It was kind of overcast. Rained only 10 minutes the whole time. We got to shoot at 6:30.
Oof.
That's early.
It's early.
So they don't
launch,
even
huh?
kick people off till 7 normally, but we got to go out at 6:30, and that was pretty sick. So yeah, that's another cool part about our shoot is you could start super early.
Yeah, daylight.
At 6 a.m. is when it starts.
6,
I mean,
yeah.
it's shooting light, and the hunting season for turkeys is 5:30-ish, depending on sunrise. Sunrise was at 6:04 a few days ago at least, so you just start at 6 and be done before the heat picks up. Weather you just checked today, you posted online, looks phenomenal. Low winds.
Yep.
79 will get a little hot if you go in the middle of the day, especially if you're doing some of the longer courses with some steeper hikes, but it's still cool weather. Good night weather. Yeah, for San Diego.
Yeah.
You definitely want to start early though.
Yeah.
I would suggest that,
Let's kind of talk about the spread of the courses and how people can kind of shoot through the day, So we have 3 different courses, right?
Yeah.
20 targets each, kind of a easy, medium, and hard spread. Within those courses, there are harder and easier ones.
For sure.
Even on the easy course, there are some tough shots. Small
Some
targets,
tricky
dark
windows.
targets, smaller windows, limbs that might be in the way. So it's still supposed to be a challenge, but it's scaled down, just so it's not too discouraging for somebody that might not have a lot of experience in 3D events.
Right.
So for somebody that's going to go through the day, how do you think is a good plan if they're going to try to tackle all 3 courses,
in one
60
day.
targets, if you wanted to?
Yeah. So I have actually got that question from people, so I think it's a good one to tackle. First of all, I want to say too before I answer that, but I think it's interesting because the VFW course technically is the easiest one. I think it has the hardest shot of any of the courses, though, which is kind of interesting. That rock, the
yeah.
It's hard. That one's going to be a slaughterhouse.
Right. For those from last year, it was a rock, a little bear, right?
Little tiny
bear hidden in the rocks that took out my arrow.
Yeah, many others.
And many others. Yeah.
It's close to that, very close
similar,
to that location.
But it's totally twisted, and
right.
the target's even
not
smaller.
The same.
Right.
The target we're using is so small.
Darker, too.
And it's dark, yeah. So, but yeah, no. First of all, I don't think too many people should even try to do that unless you're pretty physically capable. If you are going to do that, I would suggest starting real early and knocking out Bow Disciples course, the biggest, hardest one first, and then do probably bow and arrow shop, just kind of lands in the middle, and then VFW last. Because VFW, in reality, it's not even a mile, the course. It's I think it's like 0.95.
Whereas the Bow Disciples
is 2 miles, and it's mostly all uphill. So I would say that would be the order you want to do it. Because if you have to do that one last, and it's hotter, and you're already done too, you're going to be struggling.
Yeah, or even do the Bow Disciples only in the morning. Start early. Knock that one out. Take a siesta and a lunch break. Yeah. Come back at I'd say last course or last shooter's out, so is at 4, right? Because we've got so much daylight now. So you don't have to be off the course at 4. Just the last shooters will go out at 4. So I'd say if you went out at 1 and did the other 2 courses, one's like a mile and change.
Bow and arrow shop I think is like 1.5. Bow Disciples definitely the longest at 2, and it's I think the toughest height. I mean that last 4 or 5 is brutal.
That's definitely
it's going to be pretty exposed in the sun. Later in the day, we were up there today doing some work.
Yep.
And so it'll be hot on that face. So yeah, probably knock that one out first.
Yep.
And then kind of work down a little bit lower. I think the other courses might have more shade.
I think so.
Than that one. But if you can stay for the 2 days, recommended that you do 2 on Saturday, 1 Sunday morning, or if you can't come till late Saturday, do 1, hang out, and then do maybe 1 and 2 on Sunday. Even that's just that's 40 targets. That's that's equivalent of the bear ass shoot, and that's what we did the other day on a Sunday morning, and that took us a little bit. We had a little bit of hang up. We're some slowing on the course, but that's kind of why we design it with 3 different courses. Try to spread people out, try to get the flow as best we can without any backup. Obviously that's kind of one of the bigger gripes of any shooter on a 3D course,
for sure,
is having to wait
for sure. And I think last year that went really smooth because it felt like it was pretty dead out there, but in reality there was a lot of people that attended. This year there's going to be more people attending, and hopefully it still feels the same. Like there's just not that many people there, which is great. I also want to touch on the kids course.
We never talked about it. Yeah.
Brianna designed all the signs, but that was a really cool sign, I think. The kids course sign, and I just think it's something kids are going to eat up.
Great.
For sure. I mean, there's, a lot of, almost any. I don't think I've been to one that has, other than TAC, that has the
Future Champions.
That's where we got our inspiration.
Yeah.
We got kicked off.
It's always like, here's a kid's cone on the main course.
Right.
And they have to walk forward.
Right.
But getting to have one that is solely dedicated to them, it's flagged out like theirs. There's no pull-in returns for them. It's a full trail. 10 targets. I think we decided today 2 are doubled up, but they'll be very clever targets. A lot of fun ones for kids, whether it's dinosaurs or spiders or koi or I don't know, maybe a hanging bat. I think that would be fun for kids. They love to watch. I love to watch things spin.
I don't think I told that one of the Yuma boys. I got to text them. A bat would be cool.
But so I think the kids course is very fun for them to get to go out and feel like they're doing their own course.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be
because they are.
That way they don't, adults can do their course and not maybe feel like, they have to bring the kids along, or that the kids have to try to walk up. Because a lot of these shots, there isn't an opportunity to walk up. On some of ours, there are.
You'll lose the window if you walk.
Exactly.
A lot of them are designed with windows, with topography, whatever the case, to where you're not really able to walk up, and so a kid wouldn't really be able to shoot. Now they're just walking around, not having fun. Whereas this is now just for them. Rules again are it's poundage based, or is it age based? What
I think it was poundage
14
based.
and under 35-pound max.
Yeah, 14 or 13 and under. Go check the flyer, of course. Don't let me misquote it. And I think 40 pounds and under is the max, which is a huge amount technically. I was just shooting that like a few months ago.
Yeah, try not to be like us and shoot the kids' course if you are outside of that range. Leave it for the kids so we don't blow up the targets. The Yuma guys are nice enough to lend us some
and they're
targets,
small too, so those small targets get blown up a lot. I did want to say too one cool part about the kids course as well as all the others, and this was kind of a last minute idea, but each course has different color flags, including the kids. So the kids has blue flags. VFW, which is the easiest course, has green. The bow and arrow shop, which is kind of the medium, has orange, and then the hard course has red. So I think it's kind of cool that it's all color coordinated. Yeah. The kids got their own flag color. I think is pretty cool. You know. I just think there's like a lot of little details, and Tove here did a great job on the signs. The wood signs we have this year are stellar, and your build is awesome.
I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of people stop and taking pictures of those signs.
Which is what we always do with the TAC signs. These are arguably more craftsmanship than these signs than
for sure
than a printed sign. So Ted did a great job on those.
Yeah. I will say though, back to the kids thing. That's by no means that kids can't go shoot the other courses with their parents. Absolutely, they can. If they got to skip a target, they got to skip a target.
They're gonna have to skip some.
If you're a sniper out there, go ahead and shoot it. Absolutely.
But take the kids out to all of them if you want. Wears them out. They can go sleep in their tents when their parents go out to the concert.
The concert going to be insane, by the way. I mean, Jack, I don't know. I'm going to say it when I introduce him, but he has been working on a set for like 3 months. I mean, he's really been working on it. Yeah. I've heard him. He played the whole thing for me and Brianna. It's awesome. So I think that'll be really cool, something new. And then another big new thing this year that's different from last year is we had no giveaways last year, no vendors.
Yeah. That's
this year, the giveaway list is... I mean, it's got to be one of the best ones. It's so good, the giveaway.
It is.
There's high quality
throughout.
It's shocking.
You're not just getting like a foam bat.
No,
You're getting flagship bows. A lot of equipment, stabilizers, arrow stuff that we all like and run.
Every archer
strings,
arrows,
sights,
arrows.
A lot of good stuff. So
I think that's cool. And the shots we finally announced.
Let's go through, because that's a new flyer out now for people to view, and we haven't really talked about it at all. But hopefully, if you're watching, and explain it to your buddies and whatnot. But it'll be very visible there. I mean, like we said, the signage is insane this year. You will not get lost. It will not be unclear. You will know where everything is.
I'd rather have too much, but there's going to be a lot.
So, stop me at any point or correct if anything is wrong. But we decided, so noon to 4 is on Saturday is the first window time availability to shoot 2 different challenge shots.
Yep.
So we have a 60-yard steel target, which I know that sounds far, but
the window's pretty big.
It's a 6.5-inch window. It's not your tiny little
If there wasn't steel there, you'd probably hit it 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, but because there's steel,
it's like hitting golf over water. You can't get your mind out of it.
Yep.
And then it goes straight into the water.
Yeah. So that's one of them. 60-yard steel target, 6.5-inch hole. The second one is a 30-yard turkey shot, but you have to hit the 12 ring. We'll have, I think, 2 turkeys out there, so we don't hold up the lines, and you don't want to blow up arrows, so you could switch between the turkeys if you wanted to. And then pricing for those, so there's 2 different options. You can do $5, and you get 2 shots at you can choose whichever challenge shot you want. So if you think you're going to be better at the steel target, do the steel target. If you think you're going to be better at the turkey, do the turkey. But you get 2 challenge shots, and you get a free entry ticket with it. So
you blow up 2 arrows on the steel.
You still got a
That's
ticket
a bummer,
to go.
but you're still going to be in the raffle.
As long as you shoot.
Yeah.
Because you have to shoot, and then you get the auto entry. But if you just pay the money, you do not get the auto entry unless you actually shoot.
Yep.
You're paying to shoot, and then that's like a bonus once you do.
Correct. And then you go... it'll be at the practice range. You won't buy your tickets, your challenge shots at your check-in from 11 or 12 to 4. You'll go to the practice range if you want to. James and Matt will be there, and that's where you can purchase your shots, do your shots, and however many. Say you make both, you buy a $5 ticket. You do both your shots. Say you get both, so you're going to get 2 entries
3
plus a third. And then they'll give you your tickets and you can go up, and this is the best part, you can put them in whatever you want. So you want to put all 3 in the bow, you want to put all 3 in the UV slider, you want to split them up, you can. And then the second one, which I think is the best deal, because when you think about it and you go to like different shoots, it's typically $10 for a ticket to go in like a major giveaway, especially like flagship bows. So this one, it's $10. You get 2 free tickets, but you have to shoot your shots. But you get 7 shots.
No, 5.
5 shots.
For a total
so for a total of
could have
potentially 7
You could get
tickets.
7.
So for $10, you could potentially have 7
versus
tickets. But at
1 for
minimum,
10.
you get 2
Yeah.
for shooting.
Yep.
Normally at things, it's $10, you get 1
Yeah.
ticket. So I think it's a great deal. You get 2, or you potentially get 7.
Everyone's
going to
get to be involved, even if you're not a great shot. You pay $5, $10,
You're in the
whatever
mix.
it is, you're in the mix.
Yeah.
Yep.
It only
You're in
takes
the
one
mix.
ticket.
That's
you
right.
know.
And some of the items, like, I'm interested to see, because there's going to be clear containers in front of each drawing. And for example, for the arrows, there's 3 sets of a dozen arrows up. So like there's 3 winners of that. And if you look and you're like, shoot, there's only 6 tickets, like you'll have a good chance to win,
Good
you know.
odds.
And then if the bow's stacked, you go, maybe I'll not do that one, I'll do these ones. So I think the fact you can choose is pretty
you get
cool.
to play the odds.
Yeah, and we prefer, by the way, cash if you're gonna do the giveaways. We will have Venmo, but cash is just easier, so that would be better. And then I can't wait. I think that'll be really fun being up there filming and kind of running.
I'm sure there will be a lot of chapping going on.
No, especially at the
bantering.
steel. The steel basically is a self call out. If you
the thing is,
everyone knows.
The thing is, if you were to put that steel target out there, it's a 6.5 inch.
We were just
circle.
saying that.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
But because it's steel,
Yeah.
Your eyes are gonna just start to wander around.
6.5 inches.
That's pretty good.
6 inches.
Exactly.
But that's a big change this year.
Yeah. And what was I gonna say? Oh, so Sunday 7 to 11.
7 to 11.
Right. We'll flip flop. I think we share. Me and Whit share time
with us that day.
With
yeah,
you
so
guys
we'll
that
switch.
day for the giveaways, and you go up. They'll be up at the merch booth, up at the top of the campground, so you can come in there, put your tickets in whatever you want. You can do it again Sunday if you want, or one day. We will not do the giveaways at the event. That way everybody gets a chance, whether you come one day or you come the whole weekend.
10:55 on Sunday. You're still going to have a chance to shoot the drawings, with the exception of one, or we
scrapped that.
Okay.
So now everyone will get a chance, which I think is pretty cool. I really think some people are going to come and be like, "Here's $100," and then it's like, okay, 3 times, or 5 times.
I mean, if a flagship bow costs,
1,500
X amount, and you put $100 worth of raffle tickets in there,
yeah.
it's not a bad investment.
I bet people will.
That's a good investment.
I bet people are going to drop
a lot better than buying lottery.
And think about it, if you're a good shooter,
the odds there are horrible.
If you're a good shooter and you go, if I drop $100, that gets me whatever that is, 5 times.
So for 10, you could max get 7. For 100, your max gets 70.
70
shots. Potential for 70 tickets.
And you're like, I know I can probably put 80% in the steel.
Yeah.
Then it's like, that is a lot of opportunity to win some stuff, if not multiple things. So I think that's pretty cool.
And you should put in for the arrows, too, if you're trying to shoot that many shots.
True, just in case.
Put some of your tickets in the air.
I wonder how many people drop the arrows after they break their arrows.
I bet the arrows are going to be up there. I think number 1 will probably be the Core SR, if I had to guess. Number 2 will probably be, I bet it's a UV sight, if I had to guess.
That's a nice ad we have now.
And then 3rd, probably the PSE package. And then after that,
Or
I
did you say
actually think the
stabilizers?
stabilizers will be a sleeper. I think
Stabilizers, the
will have
tricer,
a-
tripod.
So the tricer will have a bunch.
Yep.
Basically, it's gonna be whatever
We
you
just
need,
named
you know?
so many crazy items.
If you
just
just
for
bought-
that one little
Yeah.
sleeve.
If you just bought a new bow, but your tripod's 10 years old, maybe you put it in there.
And then I think
Yeah.
one thing we got to talk about, we're kind of keeping it hidden, but the pod is the people who watch the pod.
Oh.
Right,
Well,
we
before
can
you
tell that.
move on, then just last,
Okay.
you know,
Get it in
factor.
there.
Fill out your tickets.
Oh, yes.
So many people forget
Email
to fill
or
out
phone
your tickets.
number,
James,
Instagram
yep.
at.
James and Matt will have pens down at
No,
the
you'll
thing
have
or
pens
up there.
at the-
Both. You
Okay,
sit down
all
at the picnic benches that are going to be right there
Okay.
in the practice range. Fill out your tickets if you want, or come up to the merch booth and fill out your tickets. But fill out your ticket.
Yeah.
We
Hate
would
for
hate
you,
to
hate
not
for you to
give
miss
you.
out
Yeah.
on
Fill
your win.
out
Yeah,
your-
fill out your
Yep.
ticket.
And like I said, email, phone number, Instagram,
Whatever's
any of
the
that
best
stuff.
way.
Or put them all.
Social,
Put them all.
driver's
Social.
license,
Yeah,
any of
whatever.
that.
Social security, your credit card number, the 3 digits on the back.
That'd be good.
Mailing address.
But yeah,
zip
yeah.
code.
Bring cash and have fun at the raffles because me and this guy are going to be there and it's going to
Don't
be a
lose
blast.
all your arrows on the course, so you're saving
Yeah,
for
maybe you shoot the court.
Bring a lot of
Bring
arrows. Bring
you know?
at least 12 arrows.
A lot of this, the nice thing about, with the exception of a few shots, being that there's so much topography and hills, a lot of times, if you're willing to brave oak, you can probably go find your arrow. There's a lot of backstops out there. A few are in the rocks, and it's probably toast, you know. But
Yeah.
with that exception, if you're willing to look, you can probably find them. Try not to hold up the course.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a while, it's probably a goner, you know.
And one other giveaway that I want to talk about is
Down the hill.
last year, one of the few complaints we heard is that the people that came were kind of bummed they didn't get to shoot with some of us. You know, we were all tied up working. So this time to make that happen and also like be productive in the event, we have a shot on the course. Should I say the distance on it?
Now save the distance.
So it's
Yeah.
long, it's extended. It's triple digits.
Yeah.
Let's
So
say
you don't
that.
have to say where it's at,
it's
what
triple-
course it's on.
Yeah,
Just
it's
that
on
it's
one of the
happening.
courses. It's triple digits. It's sponsored by Web Western. Shout out to Web Western hats. They just dropped us off a gargantuan box of hats. So, how it's going to work? Me and this guy are going to be there. We're going to be filming, taking pictures with people, chap-assing, and shooting the shot with you. Sometimes I'll shoot with him, sometimes me. We're going to be draining them deep. And if you hit a certain mark, because we're going to have the tricer tripod with binos, so we'll be able to see if you hit it, you're going to get a Web Western hat as well. So it's another
from,
little built-in
inspiration
reward.
from John
Shout out to
Dudley.
John
You know,
Dudley.
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
if it's broke, don't fix
Yeah.
it. That guy's been doing that shot. It's always fun, so we're going to take the page
That was
of
a
his
fun-
playbook and hit that.
Fun little TAC sidebar. I talked to John for like 45 minutes at his booth, and I was like, "Hey, John, I just wanted to pop by and tell you I think you're the best at this in-person stuff, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you're incredible. I think I'm good at it, but you are way better." And he's like, "Well, I've been doing it 40 or whatever." You know, he's like, "I've been doing it forever," but it's so impressive. But yeah, that's where obviously the idea came from because it makes sense. He gets to mingle. But at the same time, you don't have to move around all over. Like, it makes sense,
Yeah.
you know? And literally, they
that'll be a
Tove
fun
won a
one.
loophole hat from the same
Yeah, his
exact
first shot.
thing.
I think that was our first course
It
of
was.
the whole time.
Yeah.
It was epic.
And he
so.
Better be a
Drained the 12.
decent sized sticker on
Yeah.
that.
We'll make a sticker,
That's
like,
it.
you know, bigger than a 12. But
Sure.
'Cause
Somewhere
even
a
the-
10-ish, 10 to 12 size.
even on that target, we haven't said what it is, but even on that target, like, the 10 is not that big. It's
Yeah.
like here. So we'll
Right.
try to get a sticker that's like,
maybe
maybe we just
Maybe
put a paper plate.
4 or 5.
Make it classic, you know,
Yeah,
put a little
classic for
7-inch
us,
paper, you know.
Just really tape it
Yeah.
down so it
Yeah.
doesn't bounce off. Someone's got to go walk X amount of distance. I won't say
put it back.
Go put
Yeah.
it back. and
So,
come
Tove,
back.
what do you think? Kind of break down, because you were a part of the build process last year, and obviously this year, even probably more so. How do you enjoy the process of building the course and throwing ideas and making it happen? Like, you know, have you had fun with that?
I have. And, you know, for me, it's like, I just want the people to have fun. So I envision the other courses I've been on and what's fun and what's exciting. And I just want to make it challenging and fun, and getting to have input on all of that stuff is fun. And when you sit there and go, okay, here's where the cone's going to be and there's where the target is, and you're going, this is really cool.
Yeah.
This is going to be one they'll talk about. You know,
Yeah. Those are the
I
funnest
want to see
ones.
people have fun.
The ones that become
And-
like legendary.
Right.
sort of.
And I want to, you know, of course it's a challenge, so I want it to be challenging too. So
Yeah.
I wish we
it's fun
could
to
have-
participate.
I wish we could have taken video of, and I was going to kind of get there, but we'll do it now. the course has some lines that are used for like the regular course that's set up, or some we used last year, but we did our best this year to kind of make new lines. And when you guys walk these lines, they'll look polished.
Yeah, exactly.
But when we start with them, they're oak. There's no window. There's fallen trees.
my neck
there's
right
grass.
now. And
so they
this is
start
light.
looking nothing like what they are now.
No.
Especially some.
Yeah, I was gonna list off some of the tools.
Whackers,
all the stuff we did.
saws,
Right.
Mower,
Dead trees down.
Mower.
Right.
Polaris
it'll-
Ranger. Shout out to Polaris. Is huge.
Right.
But,
and a little bit of step building occasionally.
Yeah. So they'll start as all right. We're on shot 4 of course 2, and we kind of just walk in and we go, okay, well that looks good. That's about the range we want. Okay, how about this window? Walk here, walk there, and we just kind of we just have a vision for this, right? And some stuff's natural, some stuff there's a good limb that we can use and incorporate, and then a lot of it is just all right. Well, we got to get over there now, so let's just get to cutting.
It's like this is the direction the course has to keep going for safety and things like that, and fitting all 3 courses in.
Safety is like our biggest thing,
All right, well, we're going off the trail now, and you just
what was a
into
hillside for 50 years of growth is now a path,
Yeah.
So we have fun with that.
That's the cool part too. Is today, for example, flagging. After lunch, I'll just go blast through one, VFW on my own, and it was so cool to just because all I was doing was just hustling through and flagging, and I was like, how cool is it that I can actually get here and just easily walk the whole thing, whereas it was not possible, a month
when
ago.
we started.
It's so cool, and I think people do realize it some, but obviously it's different. Because I remember last year, a lot of people were like, dude, I could tell you guys like pounded work. And I don't even think last year we did I don't even think a small portion of the building that went into
down to like
our new lines this year are like, some of them are whole mountains.
Right. Whole new ridges and stuff that we incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I'm proud of. I think one of the coolest ones is on Bow and Arrow Shop course. That one section that's like, I want to call it the diving board or something. Because it's like, you always hang out up top, and we're just like way down, and then you shoot almost straight up.
We looked at it last
that's a
year.
cool shot.
That whole section.
Shot. I mean, it's just like this.
We looked at it last year, and we were, being the
ran out of
first year,
time.
we were kind of like, okay, this might be a bit much. But for us, it was always in the back of our head. This zone is going to get used in next year's shoot. So come this year, we got there and we said, okay, it looks bad, but we're going to get there.
And then just the endings, of course, 2 and 3, I think, just at the top.
If you haven't been to
after 2 months, if you haven't been to Henshot, I think that's the number one thing I hear is people like when you pop out of a window of trees and you're up at the top, and it's just this like plateau or grassy area, and you look over at the lake, and it's the mountains in the background, the lake down at the bottom with the pastures. It's
take a minute,
crazy.
Take a picture,
just enjoy it.
Hang out up there.
Yeah, and
you're gonna be tired, so you're probably going to take a
Maybe
break
a
before you walk back down.
I just hope people, when they take these pictures and stuff, like tag the Bow Disciples Instagram or whatever. It'd be cool to see them all. I'd love.
I'm
going to
tell everybody at check-in. I want to see all the
tag
pictures.
it or make a hashtag like BD Challenge or whatever. BD Challenge 2, and every year you could add.
That way we kind of get a tag out. But we've been talking about like all this new stuff this year, and it's only our second year doing this. But you being the Bow Disciples guy, our main guy, obviously, what was kind of your vision and your why you wanted to make your own shoot, having done who knows how many local and out of state shoots, kind of the vision from 2 years ago, and you just kind of had an idea to where we are now with all of this dialed in stuff.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So back in 2020, actually, I met up with the guys from Bear State Bowhunters, because I've been going to their shoots. I have a plaque in there from 2006, so I've probably been going before that. They used to be in Escondido, but in 2020 they were up here, so we met up early. And we said, hey, let's do this collaboration shoot, and we had it planned. We were going to call it the. It was a trash name. I was going to call it. I was going to call it, I think, the Extended Archery Experience or something.
Yeah.
So it was bad. Yeah, I even have the promo video done. I had it done. It was always going to be the weekend of their Oak Valley Challenge, which is the 3rd week of May, and it probably has been for 20 years. So that's always a date that they have had and ran. We were going to do it on that date in 2020. Then COVID hits. So it gets canceled. None of the promo ever comes out, and honestly,
Thank goodness.
Probably a blessing. I had like 2,000 subs. No one would have come to that. Like, it would have been so bad. And then, it was back of the head. So we went through for a few years, and it was kind of, I messaged them and said, hey, you want to circle it back? They said, yeah, let's meet up. So we went to Red, Whites, and Brews, classic spot, and met up and said... I think they actually had the idea maybe of the 2-day thing. And I said, I think it would work. And then we kind of like put it together and went for the gusto, And so how it worked was we came up with the agreement, and it was the same date, once again, Oak Valley Challenge, 3rd weekend of May, which is the weekend before, I think, Memorial Day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yeah.
Every year it's the same date for forever, the longest time ever.
And the nicest part is like it's always that same date because
it's always the exact same.
Always been that.
Yes.
All of the different
It has
archery
never
communities
changed.
out here.
Never changed.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily work together. Like they don't get on the phone and be like, "Oh, what weekend are doing yours?" But it's been here for so long that Balboa's is the first Sunday of every month. Second Sunday of the month's Alpine. Third Sunday of the month is always Bear State.
Well, Bear State's usually the 4th week, other than the Oak Valley Challenge gets bumped forward.
But so everybody, kind of knows
Right.
which shoot
Because
you
everyone
go
likes to
to
go
every
to each
weekend of the
other's
month.
and support the general archery community.
You can see me or any of us at pretty much all the local shoots. So of course it's nice to be able to hit them all. But so we planned it out, and we didn't even launch it till maybe 2 months before, and you and me went to work, and Tove too. Brianna wasn't as involved. She wasn't.
Brianna was actually working.
She actually had a job.
Last year I was actually
I had to
working.
go to work.
Yeah. So
out of the country work.
I think she got back like right before it or something. But the first one, I remember my goal was super simple. It was like, I want to make the best shooting course that we can. Like, let's make the best three shooting courses, and just get people together to vibe and have a good time, make friends. That's it. No fluff, no vendors, no nothing. Just have fun and hang out with people at night. And if you want to camp, great. And I thought year one went really well. I thought it was smooth. I think even our signage then was a little ahead of the game with the pull and returns and stuff was great. Camping was a blast. That's how the Jack show kind of came to be.
Jack show was kind of just
impromptu.
Kind of just a pressured into singing a few songs.
And people loved it. I mean, the whole thing grew
together,
and this year it was kind of like, all right, well, let's run it back. Let's set 3 great courses again and maybe add a little more production. I didn't know that would lead to like 40 giveaway items and vendors and whatnot. Like, I didn't know that. But it just goes to show the support people have in it, whether it's like our partners or whatever. Like, it's
because
awesome.
These aren't even like giveaways that it's like, you're not calling people and be like, hey, what will you give them? It's like, it's been Instagram messages and phone calls of like, hey, would you put this in your giveaway? Like, the one we forgot to say, the JQ3 fletching organizer.
Yes, no.
Though we don't fletch our own arrows anymore.
But a lot of people do, though.
But a lot of people do. They love to kind of put their own spin on what works best for them. And that thing.
Spin,
But again, the goal, that was the goal initially, was just like, let's use my platform to help grow a local archery club and have it benefit us both. And it went well. And then this year, it's like, let's take it to the next level if we can. And I think we've done that. I mean, I can see the pre-sales. It's going to be bigger this year by a pretty good margin, which is awesome. But the goal hasn't really changed. It's still to set the best possible courses. That's first and foremost. Super safe, super hard, challenging, fun. Get out there with your family, make new friends, vibe. It's the same goal. It's just a little bit more production. And next year, the goal will probably be the same, but I think to kick back your question. Go ahead.
Don't you think part of it is, too, that when you go to a normal archery shoot, you don't want to start early or start late.
And then you leave.
And this is like, we're all of us are hunters and archery people, and we like to banter and compare notes and get to know other people. And that's one thing the 2-day event with the camping and all that stuff really brings together. It adds a lot to it.
Yeah,
Agreed.
yeah, and that just goes to to your point about bringing the community together.
Mm-hmm.
That, like you said, often just comes in and shoots with their 4, 5, 10 people
Right.
if you're Bruce, and then you're out,
Yeah.
and you don't really talk to anybody else unless you're kind of waiting at a target or whatever. But this kind of, in a way, encourages people to hang out. Even if you're going to shoot 2 courses, maybe in between you're hanging out, so you can't stay the night. But if you can, you're there. I remember last year we were playing cornhole. Playing music, Jack's whole show, it just kind of creates, a weekend, similar to TAC, where you get to hang out and meet people and hang around for a few nights. This is just a little bit smaller scale, but for our, local community, it's pretty big.
It's big, yeah. And I kind of can compare it a little bit to like going to a stagecoach or something like that, You're not just going to see Cody Johnson and then dipping going home. No, you're there camping, having fun. That was one of the goals too. So I'm glad you said that. It was because I remember thinking to myself, people shoot and leave, just like you said. How do we not do that? And this was a way to do it. But I wanted to touch on the fact that was our first time, really, any of us setting courses last year, and I thought we did a good job.
Yeah.
And then this year, it felt so much easier, even though we put in a lot more work to build lines and stuff. The aspect of actually setting the course, it felt like a breeze. Like we just knew how to do it. We didn't have to do double shots this year. Mm-hmm. There's only 2 pull and returns, I believe. Last year it was like 7. It's just, I feel like the courses are definitely a lot better, and I already thought they were the best that like this county has to offer. Yeah. And maybe I'm biased, but I really thought they were great.
Well, they just have such a good topography out there compared to unfortunately the rest of them. Like Balboa's is right in the city.
Right. That's exciting though to have it right.
Sure, you never know. I always tell people, shoot Balboa if you're driving on the 163 and you look up, you can see there's an archery range.
Right there next to the road.
People don't often know.
In Yuma, you go to the desert.
But like if you couldn't afford to, spend the money on a flight and a hotel or Airbnb to go to a TAC to get this like mountain, 3D experience, Bear State pretty much offers that.
The canvas at Henshaw that we have to work with and build courses off of, while it's not, 8,000-foot ski resort with lifts and a bunch of, it's not that.
It's not pine trees.
But for our area, it's pretty nice.
It's
no shade to any of the other areas and their courses. Mm-hmm. They do the best with their areas. But, us getting involved up there just kind of gives us the best chance to put on, difficult, diverse,
a more elaborate 3D
fun courses that kind of have more of that TAC feel.
Oak woodland, some nice
Someone
meadows.
getting chilly?
He is.
Oh.
I see him shivering over here a little.
Oh, geez, bring me a parka. This is a parka, man. This is a jacket.
What were we talking about?
Nothing.
We were just saying how we're fortunate to have the area that is Henshaw to build off of, because it's big. It has hillsides. It has trees. It has rocks. It has lake. It's got a beautiful lake, and it's just got a great.
Got a nearby restaurant. 2 of them.
Sure. The campground.
Julian Pie Company is right up the road.
That's something
Julian's right up the road.
Cabins.
I'll let you finish, Matt.
Hey.
Get it, Pooh. But one thing we didn't touch on, I know he's been trying to do a short on it, and we just haven't made it up there, but, I think going back to, like, it's just a community thing, like a great weekend vibe, especially if you can't make it to a TAC for a vacation. You come, you shoot the morning, and then a lot of these people coming from Riverside, 8 other, states.
LA.
Check out the area.
NorCal.
Yeah. You come, you set up your camp, you shoot in the morning, and then it's a 20-30 minute drive to Julian.
Yeah.
Julian Pie Co. famous. Winola.
Julian Cider.
Yep.
There's
so many options
joints.
to go
Ramona,
have lunch if you wanted to. Go down to Ramona.
Hit Red
like
Whites and Brews
antique
or
stores.
Antiques.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite. And then make it back for, the concert in the evening and grab food from the food truck. And then wake up and do it again Sunday and then head home.
That's one thing, too, I want to touch on really quick is I get to see the pre-sales that come in. And the majority of people do buy the 2-day pass, but a fair amount buy a 1-day pass. And in my head, I'm kind of like, 1-day pass is cool, but it's just not the same experience. Like, if you're going to come, especially people from out of state, obviously, do 2-day, but even the people local, if you don't have something going on, I'm like, you really should do the 2-day. And we're going to have that option. If you bought the 1-day, you can just give 20 more bucks. From 40 to 60, which is a 2-day price, and up your ticket. We're going to make that easy because I think a lot of people will probably want to do that.
Once you shoot Saturday, you're like, oh man, I wish I could shoot this other course. I just ran out of time today. I'll either come back if you weren't planning to camp, or I'll
sleep
camp
in my
truck or whatever you're going to do.
Or if there's, I don't know if there's very limited cabins left at the campground, but if there is ones available, those are super cheap. You can go grab one of those, or there's, what is the name of the new one it's not new, but right up the street?
Josie's Hideout.
Yes,
Josie's Hideout. It's right by that. It's attached to it. I forgot what it's called off the top of my head, but they actually have a discount. So if you do stay there, the information is on one of the flyers. They will give you a discount if you're coming to the event, I believe of 10%, maybe even 20% if it's 2 nights, I think. Yeah. So there's options, and I think it's going to be a banger. I think that one thing that I think really sets our build apart, partly because we're blessed with the best place to set here, is there's not really any time when you're walking the courses that you see another target on the course. You only see the one you're shooting at.
Yeah. That's, I feel like, another lesson learned from TAC, is when you have enough trail space to spread them apart, because the trails are really, and you've said it before, like, the trails are almost your more favorite part than the shots themselves.
Aesthetic windows and paths.
The little
we lined
tunnels
them with
through
trees
the trees.
this time.
Sure.
Like, we did so much.
All that
down
stuff
into a creek bottom and back up and whatnot. You cross a lot of creeks this year, but the water is fuller
so
this
wear
year.
boots.
Yeah.
I would suggest long pants. Like, honestly, if I were to shoot it, I probably would shoot it in shorts, but I think most people, I always shoot in shorts. I think
long
most
pants
people
and
would
boots are going to be your best friend.
Definitely boots.
I think this, probably brings up a good opportunity for us to say the courses, but one in particular, are challenging.
Yeah.
They are going to, there's a bit of uphill, and, start early, prepare to go a little slower, bring water, whatever you got to do. And if maybe ones, you say you got a bum knee, maybe skip that one if you're only going to do 2. By all means, shoot all 3. If you can't end up getting it done, no big deal. But there is some challenge in these courses, so just prepare for that.
There are water stations on all the courses, relatively around the middle point of each course.
Water
there will be a sign at that third course, the Bow Disciples course, that says, hey, it's uphill from here.
Right.
Like, pack they're water bottles, so you don't have to use little cups. So you could take a couple water bottles with you. No one's going to charge you for them. They're free. Throw them in your pack because you're gonna want them going up that hill. And then at the end of that one, there's an extra water station. Yeah. So if you're dying, you could grab some before you take the walk back to, because that one has the longest little walk back to camp.
For sure.
If you end up getting, and again, just to the increased production value of this year, on the back of scorecards, there's phone numbers, is that right? Mm-hmm. If you end up getting stuck, getting hurt, whatever out there,
too hot.
Ted's a medical professional, so he'll be there to help you out. Former, but he's still got
I think he'll be grabbing someone else as well.
So you'll have that option, but we did our best to make every shot safe. And that's kind of the thing when you shoot.
Fire station real nearby.
Yeah, there are some actual professionals nearby. But when you shoot more, more venues,
just all your credentials go out the window for that weekend?
Yeah, I'm off duty.
They don't apply on weekends?
No, not on weekends or holidays. Yeah. But, when you shoot more courses, sometimes you find yourself at some shots where you're like, oh, goodness, this is a little hairy, Maybe I'll wait, until that shot happens before I walk. I think all of our shots, all 60 of them, are beyond safe.
Very safe.
Oh my
Beyond
gosh.
safe.
Yeah.
The backstops, the angles,
Yeah.
the lines, the path.
We put
none of that
so much thought
is
into
hazardous.
that. I mean, we even onnexed them all and
Right.
go, is this potentially no?
Yeah, turn on the 3D. Make
Yep.
sure there is truly enough topography there to make sure, you know, what's on the other side is safe. And then, like, walking it, like the one where you went back and the shots, on course, was it 1 and 2, where
We changed them.
we just literally walked in different lines. You walked one course,
Yeah.
we walked another, and you're shouting, and we're like, okay, yep, nope. If it sounds that close,
we changed like
let's-
2
we moved
targets,
it.
you know, but. Yeah, the flow is going to hopefully be really good.
This is a good chance, you know, again, archery 3D course etiquette.
Mhm.
You know, if you're a little slower,
Let people
whether
pass.
you shoot, you know, you just need a little more time, you're a little slower on your feet, you just want to take your time and enjoy the scenery, whatever the case is, all good. Take your time, be safe. But if somebody's behind you, a smaller group, a faster group, whatever the case is, if you get to a spot, just let them pass. Just like in golf, you let them play through. That you're going to have a better time because you're not going to feel pressure. No one's going to be behind you. They're going to be able to get through and just finish faster as they
It's
should
not
be
going to
able
slow
to.
you down either.
Right. So just, you know, either shoot a target together and then let them play through, either step off to the side and let them play through. But that generally helps the flow, and it's just good etiquette to the other archers.
For
And
sure.
they're-
And try to keep groups like at a max of 6, you know,
Yeah.
like ideally.
And there are some extremely beautiful scorecards that, again, you can keep score with your group. If you want to compete against each other, whatnot, make a game out of it, you can. But it's not a competition.
Yeah.
It's not a
Although I am going to offer the option, if you want to turn in your scorecard, I'm going to have a box where you can do it, and I will, if you put it in, I'm going to make an Excel sheet, or I probably have Brianna make an Excel sheet where it
James
ranks.
will not touch anything
Where
on the
it will
computer.
rank
Right.
you. So if that's what you want, that'll be on the website, and you can actually see, hey, where did I stack up of guys who want to turn it in?
Yeah.
All right, you're not going to win a trophy.
Scouts honor. You turn it in. If you lie, you lie. No, you're the only one that knows. But you know.
Yeah.
But just do your best to keep an accurate score if you're going to do that. Just for the people that do want to see how they stack
I would
up.
love to
And we're
see some
scoring
tournament
12s, by the
ones,
way.
though.
So we're scoring 12s.
Yep.
They're on the scorecard.
The back of the scorecard, once again, has a graphic. If you don't know how to score, it shows you how to score. It's color coordinated, really easy. And, yeah, I think it's, man, I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't
we're
wait.
close. A lot of work's gone in over the last few months. We started way earlier this year. Almost too early where we cut past and then had them grow back and had to go again.
Yeah.
You know, but
I think next year we got to
Like,
start a
where
little
did it
late.
go?
kind of somewhere in between the 2 years is going to be a sweet spot for next year. We braved all the oak for you guys and cut that out.
And there will still be some oak,
True.
like on the side of the trails or
Oh.
whatever. We can't get it
Oaks,
all.
Oak, snakes,
Yep.
ticks, all that good stuff.
Bees.
It's, as James
Bees.
keeps
Yeah.
saying, it's an outdoor event.
It's an outdoor
a
event.
challenging
so
outdoor event.
know what you're looking
So.
for and keep your hands inside the vehicle at all times.
Yeah.
But,
I would not.
it's gonna
I would
rip.
not venture off the trails in places, not because it's unsafe, just because but we had a lot of water this year and last year, a lot of growth, and there is a lot of poison oak just generally in that area. So just don't walk off the trails, and you're fine. The trails, I've mowed some trails in there. We've all chopped that look like freeways. You could line
should
your
not
partners
hit-
up side
You won't
by
hit
side.
poison oak if you stay on the path
Yeah.
Correct.
and at the target.
But
the bottom
if
of
you
your
do-
boots might, but just like because you can't get them all. You just can't win them all. But no, it's
But
it's
if you
gonna
do,
be
though, remember,
VFW is sponsoring they're going to have a booth and they're going to have a poison oak decontamination station as well. So when you're
Heroes.
done, you can hit them
yes.
up. Do that. If you see a snake, call one of the numbers on the back of the scorecard just to let us know, or try to just obviously stay out of the way of the snake and, you know, keep it moving. But call it in, and that way we could at least check or maybe go catch it or whatever. So,
Catch it. Yikes.
but yeah, life is but a dream. It's going to be good.
We're close. Almost
Yeah,
there.
man, it's like last year went so smooth as far as the flow. I just hope this year goes the same, but I'm really confident it will. And I think the aesthetics are way better. The campground is, maybe we touch on the campground a little. It's certainly not a 5-star campground, but it's not bad. It's nice. It's very cheap.
You can have a car, a tent, a
trailer.
trailer, an RV,
a cabin,
rooftop tent, a cabin.
Yep, and there's
whatever you want. It's going to be great.
Yep,
We'll have
and there's porta potties around. There's dumpsters. There's a actual bathroom with showers, even though it's a little
bring some
showers,
grungy, rustic.
You can probably go one night without a shower and maybe be better off. I don't know. Bring some wet wipes to the old.
And you just check in right there at the check-in.
Yep. So when you pull off 76, there's a place called Lake Henshaw Resort right there. You'll pop in. It's first comes first serve on camping, so just go in there, get your spot locked in, and you're good to go. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody. Can't wait. Bring some cash for those giveaways. Bring an extra $20 cash if you want to upgrade to a 2-day. Bring at least 12 arrows unless you're a very good shooter. And let's let it rip. Anyone want to close? Anything else to add?
Nope.
That's it.
It's almost sunset.
Sunsetting on our podcast.
Beautiful.
And we're going to get to a few more of these and some dinner. So we'll see you guys in a few weeks.
Cheers, everybody. And I know I got to sip it after.
That's right.
Yes, correct.
Cheers.